welcome to another episode of the Successful Women's TV show. My name is Galit Ventura Rozen. I am co-founder of Everyday Woman TV and a professional speaker. One of my favorite things in the world to do is to spotlight women that are empowering others. One of the ladies that I'm getting to interview, yay, is right next door to me in Utah. Her name is Heather Hargrave. Welcome, Heather.
Hi, good morning, Galit. How are you?
I'm doing really well, and I'm excited to talk about our topic today, which is real estate investing for women. I think that as someone that is blessed to be an investor as well, and someone that's been in the real estate industry for so long, I think that there's a lack and a need for somebody, especially women out there, teaching other women how to build their empire and their fortune. So it's going to be a lot of fun to talk to you today. Before we get started on our topic, I want to share with everybody a little bit about what you do and who you are, and then we'll jump right into how women can begin real estate investing. So here we go. Heather Hargrave is a real estate investor. She is the owner of Taiki. Did I say it right?
Yeah, Taiki.
Named after a Greek goddess, right, Heather?
Absolutely.
I love that. Taiki Property Solutions. So Heather's journey began as a teen. And when I read Heather's story, I really loved it because she had somebody in her life, her mom, that she was watching, and she realized she wanted maybe something a little different, which is really good. It's not a bad thing. It's just, hey, I want to be my own person. I want to have my own life. And in that journey, she went against all odds, worked her booty off, went back to school, and figured out a way to build an empire through real estate investing. And one of the things that Heather loves to do now in Utah is she has a group called Women's Real Estate Investing Network. And she herself is an investor in short-term rentals, and she helps sellers with their financing. So basically wholesale sellers financing when they're in trouble. And we'll jump into all that a little bit more. But more than anything, I'm excited to give some tips to these ladies, how they themselves can do what you've accomplished to do. So let's go, get us started.
So yes, thank you so much for the introduction. I appreciate that. That was warm and welcoming. So when I started real estate investing, I looked around for different groups that would help me out. And a lot of them just gave me enough information to run with it, but kind of be scared about it. So that would have to work with them. When I first started working with them, they wanted me to be their bird dog, where I would looking around for all their homes and bring it back to them. And none of them worked out for me. So when I set out to find a group, I wanted someone that would share their secrets with me, hold my hand a little bit, walk me through a group, walk me through my first couple of deals to help me feel comfortable. And I found that group, Women Real Estate Investing Network. My friend is the president over there. We meet monthly to go over different topics and to network and grow our team.
So Heather, are you meeting with these ladies in person?
Yes, we meet monthly. Yes, we have other, yes, go ahead.
Go ahead.
So yes, we meet monthly to go over topics. So this 28th, we're actually talking about sort of CPAs coming in to teach us some tricks and tax saving strategies for our businesses. And we'll sit there for an hour and go over these strategies. For a lot of women, they've never had businesses. They've never had those kind of structured or those questions answered. And so we start them off right, because real estate investing doesn't have any ceiling, but it doesn't have any floor. And so you got to get all of those things in place first before you start real estate investing, to get your money going and get it started right.
I love that. Okay, so you told me you're right out of Salt Lake. So where do you ladies usually meet? Like what area?
We meet in Murray mostly, or we'll be at a fix and flip.
Okay, perfect. So anybody that's in that area or nearby or wants to drive in, reach out to Heather about that. Do you also help ladies that are not in your area, maybe through Zoom or phone call, if they want any kind of support or coaching?
Yes, I actually do have a lot of, I do help women mainly, but I do have men on my team as well. They're in different states. And so I do have a team that is everywhere, but I became very passionate about helping women because I've started learning the stories about people that are trying to better their situations. And as I've just felt so compassionate about their stories, it's just kind of moved towards women. But I have other people on my team. I do help other people.
Of course, of course. I'm the same way, but you have a
Yes.
passion and a focus for women, and this
Yes.
shows for women. So you're doing just fine with focusing on that, but I totally understand that. I know
Yeah.
there's always a few good men, right, that we can go ahead and work with or help or whatever.
Yes.
So the next thing I would love to do is let's give those listening and watching a few tips. Okay, so let's pretend like somebody's listening right now and they are like, oh my God, do you know how neat it would be to get into real estate investing? But I wouldn't have a clue where to start or what to do. So, what would be that first thing you would tell them?
Get educated.
Okay.
Absolutely seek education. I put in thousands and thousands of dollars into my business, into my mind, into investing in myself first, because I have private money lenders. And so I want to make sure that I put into myself first before other people invest into me. So I see that happening a lot. I feel like real estate investing is like surgery. You wouldn't attempt surgery without getting educated. So I don't see why people would put people's lives in their hands without getting educated first. So
Number
education
one,
is
educated.
critical.
Okay.
You do not have to learn from your own mistakes. You can learn from other people's mistakes. If people are willing to share what you shouldn't do, take that into account. Be all ears.
I love that advice. So let's back up. First of all, education, and then why learn from your own mistakes if you can already be ahead and learn after the mistakes of others, right, Heather? I always share that. I love that you said that. I think that was so perfect the way that you said that. So, first of all, educate yourself. What ways would you suggest those listening and watching would educate themselves? Obviously, if they're in your area, but I do have listeners and watchers from all over the world. So, what ways would you think is best for them to get educated the right way to learn about investing?
They are able to get a hold of me and I can help them in other states too.
Okay, perfect. So reach out to Heather.
Reach out to me. I can get you connected with a very large group that will help you get educated.
And that group's everywhere, right, Heather?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so we're not limited. So if you want to learn more about the group that's going to support you, that you're going to meet with, that's going to educate you, wonderful. What's the second thing that we should be doing or bringing as a tip to those that want to get involved in real estate investing?
Don't get your ideas off of YouTube. YouTube, they are paid advertisements. They are just giving you just enough to get you started. And then they have a book and then they have like a course. And I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm just saying be choosy about who you learn from.
Okay.
Don't go to YouTube and say, oh, YouTube told me this. Because when something happens and you gotten flagged, is YouTube going to be there for you? Can you call them up? Make sure that you're learning from someone that you actually have their number. You have their contacts and they're not just going to come in and be gone the next day and you're belly up and you don't know what to do. So seek guidance from people that are going to be there and have been there.
Okay. What about finances? Let's talk about that, because a lot of people hear the word invest and they're like, the first thing that they think of is, I don't have money to invest. What kind of tips can we give somebody listening or watching about when they get into that peace of mind immediately of, I don't have money to invest?
401k plans. There is trillions and trillions of money in 401k plans. Most people do not know they can use that for investing, and it doesn't have to be yours.
Good tip. Good tip. Okay. So in that situation, if they have a 401k, they can use it possibly to invest. Of course, they'll ask their finance expert. And then are you saying that there's a way for them to invest other people's money?
Yes, a lot of, so I have dentists that invest in my things. They do not want to invest in my products. They want to sit back and do their thing and let their money go to work for them. And so because I can back everything I'm doing by the knowledge in a spreadsheet and I show them through, all the exit strategies right now. The exit strategy for a fix and flip used to be the exit strategy before COVID, and now it is the norm. So the BRRRR method is something that people are using quite a bit, where they buy, renovate, rehab, rent it out, and then rehab and then
rent it out. Yeah.
So that's been my exit strategy always. And it used to be something that I would do as a default. And now it's been my norm since everything is shifted around, and that happens all the time.
So that's a way for them to invest if they don't have the money. And of course, they'd have to educate themselves and learn more about it. You
Yes.
yourself are an investor. Let's
Yes.
take everybody through a little bit of a journey, because I
Okay.
think that those listening and watching can learn so much from somebody like you that's really experienced the I don't have a lot of money, or I have to figure out how to start doing this. And I'm just assuming, please correct me if I'm wrong. But a lot of times people are going, oh my gosh, where do I start? Maybe take us through a little bit of your journey when you decided I'm going to start real estate investing and how you were able to do that first deal.
So my first home I got under contract was a year after I started. Most people think it's like really fast. It's not. Sometimes when you first get going, it's quite a grind. And
Okay.
it literally took me a year to get my first home under contract, $125,000 less than market value. Now it doesn't take me long. I can get them, within weeks. But when I first got started, it was kind of a grind. You learn a lot. You're knocking doors. You're making those phone calls. You're connecting with people. You're walking them through to sell their home to you. And so when I first got started, don't give up. Everything works and nothing doesn't. There isn't like this shiny little trick. The basics is what you do. You stick to the basics. NOD list, knocking doors, those things are never going to go away. So sticking to the basics and not thinking that you need to overcomplicate it. When I first got started, there was always something else I was going to do. Like I would start hearing people would do this and people would do that, and I would jump ship. Stick to something that works for you. Don't go with everybody's doing this, everybody's doing that. Just stick to what you're doing and just make it work. Just keep going and know that it will eventually work out. Just keep it going. Ask people to analyze your deals if they're willing to go through them with you. I've been a part of hundreds and hundreds of deals because not only am I doing my own deals, but I'm analyzing other people's deals and I'm making sure it's going to be working for them before they fall on their butt. And someone did that for me as well. So have someone that's knowledgeable go over your deals first.
And that's something you can help with as well.
It's math. If it doesn't work, it's not a deal. Walk away.
Correct. And I want to throw in there, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. I just want to throw that out there because I do know, being in the real estate industry for so many years, that there are those get rich quick people out there, and it's not logical and it's not real. And I love that you shared the truth of you took your time, you analyzed, you educated, you didn't jump into the first thing, and it took you a year for your first deal. But as you became more and more educated, the deals happened a little faster. I also love that you shared, have somebody that understands numbers, understands real estate, analyze this. And it sounds like your company does that as well as a customer service thing, or someone can hire you for it.
So it's actually not like a customer service thing. So I work side by side with people. So I help them become business owners for themselves.
Okay.
So I have my own company and other people in this group have their own company. And so I don't have a company that teaches them. I'm just a really good person that is willing to do that for people.
Oh, that is so wonderful.
Okay. Service I provide. It's just something that I do to help.
Wow. All right. So, and just so I'm clear, anybody that might be interested in getting involved in real estate investing, they can reach out to you, and then you'll just kind of talk to them, either give them a little bit of guidance or help them in I guess even direct them, or maybe even into the organization that you mentioned, the Women's Real Estate. Now, yeah, perfect. I love that so much. So when you look back at, how long have you been doing the investing now?
5.5 years.
Wonderful. So in the last 5.5 years, which is a great amount of time, what would you say the number one thing, like your biggest lesson, so we can share that with everybody?
Is not doing more during COVID.
Oh,
a lot of people stopped, and other people I knew were doing fix and flips galore. If you have a good exit strategy, it's going to be, no matter what the market is doing, you will always know what you're doing. No matter what the market is going, where it's headed, I'm not afraid to invest because my exit strategies are so solid. No matter what the market's going to do, I'm prepared for that. There's an 80-20 split that you can do on your fix and flips to make sure that you have 3 exit strategies. And a lot of people do not know those strategies. It allows for a refinance to happen because there's the equity at the end of your deal. There's just so many strategies that people can do to protect themselves. There shouldn't be any reason to go forward no matter what the market's doing. So as I've done this, I'm getting a lot more comfortable doing it no matter what the market's doing.
Of course, of course. Well, there's always an opportunity when the market, a lot of people are freaking out because the rates are so high, interest rates are so high, but they don't understand that, at least in our city, I can only speak in Las Vegas. I don't know the Utah market at all. But because the interest rates are higher, there's more opportunities to purchase. And then what do you do in a few years or whenever the rates go down? Just refinance. So people get worried and paranoid, and they don't take the opportunities that come to them, realizing that when they wait, then they're doing it when everybody else is. So I love you. I know during the recession, we did a lot of fix and flips. We bought a lot of homes on the courthouse steps, and I had a team together, and it was a great time for us. We weren't taking homes from anybody. It was just a situation where they had already been taken over by the city, and why not take the opportunity? So Heather, it sounds like you're doing a really great job educating women. How many women do you have coming to your events in your city?
We 25 to 30, depending on the, I mean, we're just growing and growing and growing. And with my friend being the president recently, we're taking off quite a bit. We've been doing podcasts. We've been doing a lot of marketing to get our names out there and show people what we're doing and where we're doing it at. And we're growing quite a bit.
So tell everybody what the name of your podcast is so they can find that.
So our podcast is being revamped.
Okay,
and
that's
so
all right.
And change as soon as it is more established, I'll let you know about that. But we've been on a couple of podcasts myself.
Yes, of course, of course. And then where can everybody learn more about you, how to get a hold of you? What can we do?
They can email me directly at pour2freedom@gmail.com. So that's the number 2, pour2freedom@gmail.com.
And will you spell that for those listening, Heather?
You what?
Would you spell that for those listening?
Yeah, it's POOR2 freedom@gmail.com.
Perfect. Thank you so much. So, and then do you have a website or social media or anywhere we should be sending them as well?
Facebook, Heather Hargrave. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, things of that nature.
Perfect. Perfect. So the best way to get a hold of you is from your Gmail to reach out to you directly. Awesome. Thank you so much for coming on and talking to us about a really important topic that I believe every woman should be doing. And you even spoke about ways that they could get involved in investing without having those funds. So if anybody's listening and watching, do not use that as an excuse. Heather is sitting here telling you she's willing to have a conversation with you to give you some guidance and advice. Jump on that. Jump on that, please, because hello, who does that? So Heather, thank you so much for having such a passion for empowering women and wanting to show them how they could build their own empire. And I appreciate you coming on and sharing with us tips for women that can get involved. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you. And everybody watching and listening, my name is Galit Ventura Rozen, and I will see you next time on the Successful Women's TV show. Bye, everybody.